All right. Thank you all for coming for this wonderful installment of Fraternitatus Sabbatarius, Volume 2.
Are we decided on that name?
No, not really. It's kind of long and mouthy, but you know,
Just like
so is revenge.
That was a compliment.
Yeah, everybody loves your dick, Revenge. Come on. YouTube channel dedicated to it.
John, I'm supposed to tell him about that.
Yeah. Thinking about Revenge's dick's channel?
Yeah.
My dick channel.
Yeah, we have to let him in on the cut. We have to pay him something.
Probably we do. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It's a collab. That's what we call that. Collab. That's what we do call that. Yeah, it's when we collaborate
And listen.
and listen. Ruben's back with a brand new something or other.
Yeah, that's all I know.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna use a chair to put my laptop on so that it's not in the way of people and it doesn't take up space. That way. It's a little easier to organize things. Don't want to in the way. Who wants to do a update of what happened last time?
Well, first we started off. We got the machine under the king's throne room thing to finally work.
Yeah,
And
we found a
it was,
gondola.
yeah, and that went well. We all couldn't fit in the gondola.
I would have fit.
Yeah, and we would have drowned.
Yeah, I know.
Then we got in the gondola didn't go. So I had the fantastic idea of let's just tie off the ropes and like use the force. And then, long story short, now I'm a cripple.
Yeah.
The king was some sort of horrible monster.
Ooga Booga from Nightmare Before After Christmas.
Yeah.
And
Ooga Booga.
Oogie Boogie, which I don't remember.
Rob, Rasputin.
Yeah.
Love
Yeah,
the Russian Queen. Okay, yeah.
So we killed the Not King.
I punched him to death.
Yeah. Then the boat fucked the bridge super hard.
Oh yeah,
Just
right.
crashed straight into
Because
it.
you guys were chasing the king's son.
Yeah.
And some big Andre the Giant looking motherfucker took him and ran off on the boat.
Mhm.
We got on the boat.
It's big.
Yeah.
It's bigger than we expected.
The boat is a forest.
Yeah.
We saw some pretty psycho fucking deer.
Mhm.
I got a house punched onto me.
But it was just kind of charged on you.
No.
Like it was more dumped onto you than.
No, I came through the wall and the ceiling came down on you.
You just Kool-Aid man to that shit. You're like, oh yeah.
He poured a house on you.
I was trying to scare.
It worked.
Raider or
It works.
whatever.
It definitely worked.
Then I got stabbed through the vagina.
Oh yeah, that's the thing that happened.
Yeah. Pretty deeply.
What is with your characters and genital mutilation
I don't
that
know.
just keeps happening?
Ask John.
John, what is with Revenge's characters?
John, what kind of
mutilation?
vendetta do you have against Revenge's genitals? But you're subconsciously acting out with your GURPS.
Well, I think he always just gets hit in the genitals. It's not,
You shouldn't be attacking with them, I think.
you know.
Yeah.
How
It's
can
like
you
waves.
attack with a vagina?
Oh, sorry, there are ways.
Yeah.
They end up with you paying 18 years of child support.
Weird woman dropped through the ceiling too, and then
Oh,
ran
yeah.
away.
She made fun of my wheelchair.
We all did.
Yeah, I know. I made fun of my wheelchair. That's cool.
Yeah. I hope that made you feel a bit better about yourself, and then immediately much worse.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
That's. And that's the other. Thank you, John.
So basically, you're knocked out, right?
Yeah, I'm not the fuck out. You're like on the verge of unconsciousness.
I'm
and-
perfectly healthy.
How come you guys are always like super hurt all the time? Why do you spend your entire section, the entire parts of the game really badly hurt?
I don't know. I'm not. So you'd have to ask them.
Why do you guys always end up spending the majority of the game like super hurt?
I play like an idiot. And he just gets caught in the crossfire.
Yeah.
So you're the one who hurts him. How much
More often
damage
than
have
not,
you
yeah.
taken from enemies?
None. None of this since we started this
What if
game.
we count the snake?
Sorry, the game. No,
No, I can't-
you took poison damage.
Yeah, but I count the snake as my own fault.
Okay.
Okay. It's still an enemy, though. I mean,
Yeah, I guess. Well, the snake is the only thing that's hurt me then.
what, like, since the beginning?
Yes.
Since the beginning.
Since
of the
you've ever started playing?
Since this session
You're always
started.
really badly hurt.
Yes. Because first time I got hurt was I got shot in the arm by the strike crossbow bolt.
Because someone loaded 6 bolts.
7.
7 bolts.
The only thing that hit was
Yeah, but
me.
all the rest of them, like, hit the bad guy, remember? It was pretty bad.
No, that was the first time. The
Oh,
second
yeah.
time, we were in an enclosed area, and they all just ricocheted around inside the cave, and
Yeah.
then I was
Good
crippled.
idea, though. The first time. Well, it was just good luck the first time.
And I got crippled. I got crippled then. Then the next time I got poisoned was kind of my own fault because I got greedy. And
Yeah.
the snake bit me in the dick.
You still haven't really recovered from the poison.
No, he's still
no
a
poison.
little bit poisoned.
A little bit poison. A lot of bit poison.
We
really.
did bring you to the hospital for a while.
Yeah, I know.
But didn't wait until you were fully healed.
Yeah, no. Then fucking the elevator shaft baned me.
Like you tried, like I cut one of the ropes and then you grabbed onto me, and then like I tried to acrobatics my way onto the.
Yeah,
onto
you
the ledge.
tried acrobatics your way to
did.
stop me. I was trying to like grab a knife to try and drag into the wall to slow myself down. That I fucked that up.
Yeah, I just slowly floated to the top.
Yeah, your
Yeah.
fucking parachute pants.
Hey, I got molested very shortly after that.
Yep. You did. Oh yeah, and he's like probably dead
Look at
now,
how many
'cause
fucks I give.
we left him in the. Because we left a roofied Francis Stallone on the side of the road.
Yeah,
I
So
totally forgot about
there's a
that.
good chance he's dead.
I mean, you were the one that rooted him.
I mean, you're the one that left him on the side of the road.
We have business to attend. I kept telling him, just go back, bathe,
I
and
know.
I'm coming fucking later. But he couldn't wait.
Didn't happen very well, did it?
So I just sent him to all dreams, no tears.
Okay.
Yep.
So when we left our characters, I guess you had finished fighting off the bandits.
Yep.
And then your mysterious benefactor has vanished back into thin air and left you guys alone. So I can give you a little bit more of a sort of a better description of the boat and the sort of the area that you're in. Most of the, like 90% of what you can see around you, at least in this area, is sort of forested. But it seems like the earth that makes up the ground, even though there are a lot of roots that are quite exposed and they weave in and out of the soil. But the actual soil itself is kind of like silt. Kind of think of soil that's just ended up getting blown around the boat and sort of settled towards the edges, and that's why there's more grown vegetation around the edges of the boat, because it can't really get blown off the top. As you kind of look towards other sections of the boat, like looking up into the main sort of the innards of the boat or the center of the boat, you can see more metal and more. Obviously, there's some sort of inner structure that you can perhaps access, although you're not fully sure how yet. And then, like I said before, when you look to the right-hand side, which is where the edge of the boat is, you can kind of see the wall, the thick iron wall of the side of the boat going up. There are, every once in a while, when you're looking to the right, you can see what looks like to be some sort of maybe not like portholes, but like holes that maybe chains might have gone through at one point. Most of them seem to be filled up with silt and stuff like that. But other than that, some of them you can sort of see out into the inky darkness of the water below. So what did you want? Are you going to continue to head? Are you going to try and sleep for the remainder of the evening? What is your? I mean, you can't help but sleep because you're unconscious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gonna wheel you over to one of the cabins that actually have walls, and then we'll rest for the rest of the night. I'll stay on watch.
Okay. For the remainder of the night, you aren't disturbed by anyone else. There's only maybe a few hours of darkness left, so to speak. You can still hear the occasional screams of the other people that are on the boat, slowly getting mangled and killed as they explore the darkness that you all share in your souls. As the sun slowly starts to come up, making its way down through the branches and the leaves of the canopy above, it kind of almost gives a little bit of almost like a peaceful forest feel. If it weren't for keep in mind as well though that the forest smells very, very damp and musty. It smells more swamp-like than it smells like a nice, healthy forest. So there's all that kind of like really rotten smell of plants, kind of mottled, rotten, dying plants giving off their methane, or not methane, but their the chemicals they release as they slowly rot. And of course, you're also surrounded by the bodies of the dead bandits.
You should probably search them.
Sure. So if you search the dead bodies, you find one of them has. So there's these two men, I guess, so to speak. One of them has a shield and a sword. One of them has two swords. There's a woman that has what look like to be two very wicked-looking knives. And then there is also a guy. There was a man dressed in sort of like a primitive ghillie suit of some sort. And he had a really long-barreled rifle with optics on it. There's some stray coins in their pockets of varieties of different. Some of them are circular, some of them are triangular. All different denominations, probably from different victims that they've had that have gotten on the boat from all over the planet. And the woman, I guess the woman who is in charge, you do find a ring of keys in her pocket. Most of the keys are rusty and are really strange shapes. And one of them looks very well oiled and used.
Guess we'll take the keys and the coins. That there, if you want to gander at the weapons.
No.
No.
Okay.
Well, I'm still unconscious.
It's the morning. We can go walking up.
Yeah, mine's for HP though.
Someone has to do first aid on him in order to.
Yeah. You probably have brain damage now. Hey.
Yeah, it's a good one.
7 on 10.
Oh,
Okay. So you're conscious.
yeah.
Probably could have done that earlier, but that's okay.
No, we tried earlier. We had to wait
Okay.
because you fucked it up.
Okay, you're conscious.
Okay.
I would also like to do first aid on myself because I'm at 0 HP.
Let him do it.
Well, yeah.
Well, when you do first aid on him, you're just you're just stabilizing him.
Right.
You can't really heal yourself.
Okay.
It's not really. You could lightly heal. Like the first aid you have is sort of like applying bandages to people, so you can sort of like you can stabilize someone, you can stop their bleeding, but you can't really heal them per se. Whereas you need kind of a physician to be able to properly give you hit points back.
Okay.
So you groggily wake up with the taste of dried blood in your mouth, and for a split second you completely forget that your legs don't work, and then the crippling
depression sets back in.
Sets back in, and you're like, oh yeah, right. I suck.
Oh, that one hurt. Okay. This one's stable. I'm still at do I get any hit points back from when Ruben did, or?
No, you don't get hit points back again. You don't get hit points back from
Okay.
from being stabilized.
Okay. Can I heal myself?
A physician heal myself.
Can I make sure that I'm gonna try and help myself? Oh, beauty. And 7 on 14. So
5 plus.
that's for some.
Are you getting an additional for the physician space, like +1 or something?
No. No.
What did you roll for healing? You should get 1d6 plus, I think it's +2.
It's
Isn't
plus
it?
something.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
+2.
You sure?
Yeah,
Okay.
or
Well, that-
+3. Let's do +3 because that's the tech level.
Then I'm at 4.
Okay.
Cool. Now I will look after you.
Those bits.
6, 7, 12, 13, 12. Yeah, you're good. And then you get
Hey.
beauty. Get 6, 7, you get 9 HP back.
Nice.
So you're doing significantly better. So as your physician, I should advise you against any sexual activity in the near future.
Well,
Did
with
you
these
get-
like
how did
mine,
you-
that wouldn't be a problem.
What happened to your penis? Did it get bitten?
No, he
Not female
took
character.
a
You're
took
talking
a
about the previous character.
Got a rusty saber to the vagina.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're still recovering from that. I mean, you're healed, but you're not. You're sewn up.
Yeah.
Closed for business, I might say.
it's gonna be hard to pee for a while.
Well, you've fashioned like a primitive shunt that she can use.
Oh, Jesus. I want to go into the logistics of repairing Ruben's vagina.
Yeah, you're not a plastic surgeon, that's for sure.
Oh fuck no.
All right. Do you want to do you want to loot any of the bodies for anything?
We took the coins and the keys.
Yeah, but I don't know if you wanted any of the weapons. The rifle's not bad. You can always at the very least take the optic off if you don't want to.
Yeah. How like easy is it to remove?
Just screws in the screwdriver.
Okay.
I mean, you could take the weapon for now, and
Yeah,
then
no, I'll do that.
I can definitely tell you that while the rifle is a fairly normal flintlock rifle. It only fires single rounds, but it is a Sharps rifle, which is one of the more popular sort of rifles from the Wild West. That actually is one of the first rifles that had rifling in the barrel, so it is incredibly accurate up to long distances.
I'm glad we killed that guy.
If you want to learn more about the Sharps, you can watch the fabulous movie Quigley Down Under, starring Tom Selleck. He carries a Sharps and uses it throughout the movie.
Okay.
So there's a little quip for you. It's actually a pretty good movie too, to be honest with you.
Oh, can we take like an 80-minute break right now?
We could, yeah, absolutely, yeah. Okay, guys, we're back from our 80-minute break. We just watched Quigley Down Under, starring
Tom Selleck.
the unfappable Mr. Selleck.
Unfappable?
Unfappable.
Very
I think
fappable.
flappable.
Yeah.
I think he's very fappable and unflappable, yeah. Yeah. So anyway, so it's if you do want to use the gun, there is a little bit of ammunition there for it.
Okay.
It's a single shot rifle. It does 4d6, and it's got a +8 in bonus
Dang.
over 8 seconds. Okay. There's a pouch with 12 rounds,
Okay.
and you have to cycle it in one at a time.
Cool.
All right. Shall we go off from this location?
Yeah, might as well.
Yep.
All
No,
right.
no sense waiting around.
So as you continue through the forest, there's a path that kind of gets more and more stable, and not more stable, but more and more apparent, I guess. You can kind of see a path slowly kind of rising up out of the brush that you guys are sort of cutting through. If anyone has I don't know if you have your saber out, you can probably be like cutting through the underbrush to get yourself in. And you notice every once in a while some of the plants that you cut and some of the vines that you cut release some sort of like a stinging, cloying chemical that kind of assails the nostrils a little bit, but it also seems to really clean the blade quite nicely. You actually have a temporary bonus of +1 to your damage for 2 hours. Yeah, and if you want to, you can sort of like harvest some of the liquid, or if any of you want to harvest some of the liquid to use, you can.
I probably wouldn't.
Okay.
Can I roll my chemistry to see if I know what it is?
Yep.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 and 11.
Okay.
Never
So yeah, you're not sure. You've never seen this plant before, but it seems to be providing. It's kind of a lubricant, and it seems to be. Lie down.
Fucking rude.
Yeah. It seems to provide like a lubricant to the blade, but it also seems to kind of eat into the edges or the metal surface, and it kind of hones the blade a little bit more, and that provides that added bonus. I guess it's some sort of an acid.
Okay.
But yeah, you've never seen this plant before.
Okay, I'm gonna take some of the acid.
Okay. And you like putting it, are you holding it in your hands? You
No,
like
put it in a vial.
Okay. Probably a good idea.
Exfoliant.
It'll give +1 to your pickup skills.
What's the minus from the wheelchair?
For the pickup skills, like -100.
Wow.
So that's just because you have some like other person pushing you around. Like if you're pushing yourself around, I think it would be like, if you're pushing yourself around with your mind, like Professor X,
Yeah.
I think it would give you bonuses.
You should take that as a skill.
Mental wheelchair pushing?
Yes.
Is that in the book, Jim?
I'll allow it.
Wheelchair based telepathy.
Yeah,
I can control I can control wheelchair with my mind, and that is it.
it's the only skill you get. That's right. You have to remove all your other skills. And so anyway, as this pathway kind of starts to materialize out of the woods, you need to use, Ruben. It's easier and easier for you to be pulling Josh's character across the roots, and the ground starts to stabilize a little bit more, and the area kind of gives way to. We're just gonna move over here. The area kind of opens up into more like a plain, not like a plain, but like a plain plain. The sun is streaming in now from above. There's very few trees. Most of them seem to have been cut down, and you come across a sort of a stockade. It seems to be made of rudimentary sticks sticking up in the air, kind of like X's. And there doesn't really seem to be any sort of gate, but it does look like there's areas where you can kind of squeeze in between, where the sort of like tripods of sticks sharpened, and it looks like the tips are pointed and burned, so they're hardened, and the wood is hardened in the flames. And yeah, so you can see kind of places where you might be able to squeeze your way through. It looks like there is a rudimentary hut or a shack along one side that has, you can see the glistening haunches of Ruben. No, I'm kidding. The glistening haunches of horses sticking out the rear of the of this like little stable, I guess. And between the inside the stockade, you can see what look like to be a number of tents. Dotting around the area, and there is a flag flying, and you notice with great surprise that it is actually a Sabbatarian flag.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, friends.
Let's go check it out
Yep.
with caution.
Get your badges ready, boys. We gotta let them know we're in the cool guys club. Except for me.
All right, I'm gonna put away my saber and take out my knuckles and approach the camp.
Okay. As you approach the camp, you can see that there are two women standing outside what looked like to be the largest kind of area that you might be able to squeeze through. One of the women is incredibly buff, super muscle bound. She's got a gigantic scar across one of her eyes, and it looks like her nose was like cleft in half by the scar and sort of has healed badly. But her eyes are twinkling, and she's got like half of her head is shaved, and you can see that the scar goes over. Like it looks almost like her skull was caved in by something, and then stapled together. There's like metal clips holding various parts of her head together, and then the rest of her hair sort of seems disheveled and stuck on one side. And she, it looks like no. And she's got like two hammers, and she's just like she got them kind of slung over her shoulders, and you can see that the hammers have like gigantic silver faces on them, and there's runes carved into the faces of these hammers. And then the other woman that's standing on to the other side of her is very thin and svelte. But you can see like she's got sinews of muscle kind of supporting her lithe frame, and she's wearing a skin tight chainmail outfit, and it actually it covers her almost like fish scales. Like it's incredibly. There are areas that are scale mail, sort of like around like her chest and around, and then from the legs down and from the arms down, there's this gossamer thin chainmail that covers. And she's even got. It looks like the gloves for this are built into the arms. Like they're not. It seems to be no seams that you can see. And she has two longbows that crisscross over her shoulders, and she's got two quivers, and she holds a really long. It's like a rapier, except the blade is much longer. It's like a rapier and a half, and it looks like the hilt is long enough that you could hold it with two hands if you want to. But it's very light, and she kind of every once in a while she sort of is drawing symbols in the air, and if she draws these symbols in the air, you can see where the tip cuts through the air. There's like a light trace, a gossamer trace of sparks that kind of leaves a symbol drawn in the air.
Neat.
Oh, sisters.
Don't try and fuck them, please.
You're gonna try and fuck them.
They immediately, so the larger of the two steps forwards, and as you get within wind of her, there's a really strong smell of like horse coming from her. Like she either spends all of her time sleeping in the horse stable, or she spends all of her time riding horses. And so you can sort of, there's just this strong smell of like horse sweat that comes off her body. And she goes, "Who are you? You step forward out of the shadows." And you're like, there's like no shadows around here. You're like okay.
I step forward.
Yeah. She's like, "You have the trappings of a brother.
I am a brother.
Show your papers to my sister." And she sort of like I guess the woman's sister skips out and sort of, she kind of runs, but when she runs, she kind of runs like a gazelle. Like you can see that her feet. She doesn't wear any sort of boots. She's just got the chainmail that goes all the way down her feet, and she's only stepping on like the fronts of her feet, like the what is it called, like the balls of her feet. Thank you. Yeah, she sort of like skips forwards on the balls of her feet, and as she gets close to you, she sheathes her blade, and she holds her hand open for to see your papers.
Right here. Over here.
So
They're a little damp.
She's like, "Eliana, they look legitimate. Perhaps these are our long lost brothers that we have not seen in many a sun. Many a sun. Many a sun."
Fade to black.
Dental plan.
So as you, so are you going?
She needs leg braces.
Yeah, you do need leg braces. So I guess the older woman, Eliana, steps forwards and she looks at the papers of the other two of your companions.
But Ruben wouldn't have papers.
Yeah, I know. We just picked her up.
I would have. Well, yeah, no, not brother, but I would like have some sort of identification. That's about it.
Well, you would
Yeah,
have.
I'm not part of the.
You would have papers you would have like your heritage, like
Yeah.
because you're an aristocrat or you're kind of part of like a family. Ileana or they haven't heard of you, so so they sort of insist that you surrender your weapons and are manacled and chained until you can be proven trustworthy within the stockade.
I got something for this.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll on my persuade because I'm in a wheelchair. We hired her to pull me around.
Oh, you fucking bitch!
Are you okay with that, Ruben? Or are you too proud to accept that?
I would be way too proud for that.
So you would just say no, that's
Yeah.
not this person's lying? Yeah, so they want to chain you up.
My sisters, there is no need for these chains. This is a valuable asset to our team. She saved lives. She helped punch a wolf to death. She needs not chains nor to surrender her weapons.
We have survived in this stockade for 2 generations by being as paranoid as fuck. She wears the chains, or we slit her throat right now. She can prove herself.
I remove my sword belt and hand
Oh,
it
so
to
okay.
All right, well, there you go.
hand over my weapon.
She's fine with it.
Okay. So Ileana puts chains on your wrists and also on your ankles. And then she kind of like looks at her younger sister, kind of smiles, and then like just without even asking, just like grab you and just like puts you over her shoulder and just sort of like walks into the stockade with you like slung over her back, basically.
I like where this is going.
Stings the pride a little, doesn't it?
Okay. So as you walk in, I guess you follow the girls in. You're kind of, it's sort of very similar looking in kind of camp design to like if you've seen any of the Berserk movies, like the Band of the Hawk, the way that they kind of have like a really temporary camp, but it's obviously been here for a while. You'd say no more than maybe 6 weeks or so. Maybe they move it more often than they belie. But there are sort of a number of tents. Most of the tents are incredibly grimy and sort of have areas that look to be stained with oil or soot or smoke, and the ground is turned into like a muddy grit ground, and there's areas that look like to be more paths between the different tents, and they seem to have a sawdust poured down so that the ground is a little bit easier to step on. But for the most part, there's about maybe a quarter foot to half a foot of mud everywhere on the ground, which makes it really difficult to move the wheelchair. And I'm guessing that you're pulling the wheelchair because she's being sort of.
Can you please wheel it, dude? Like, can you just use your arms?
I can try in the mud.
It doesn't work.
Give it.
It doesn't
Try
work.
harder.
You can't move with
Fine, I
like
pull.
you have to sort of pull on. Anyways, as you enter, the other reason why I sort of mentioned Band of the Hawk in some degree is because everyone that is in here looks like to be some sort of mercenary. Everyone's wearing the trappings of a mercenary, a lot of people have, and they're very diverse. There's not like a general look. They don't all look like guards. They all look like very, very different types of mercenaries, of soldiers, of fighters. Some very small and sort of dressed like some scouts, and others were sort of bristling with swords and larger weapons. Some wearing very, very heavy, ornate suits of armor, but all looking kind of prepared at the drop of a hat to fight. There's no one that is kind of lounging, somewhere in the stockade with all of their weapons, lying beside them, just wearing normal clothes. Everyone looks like, if something was to drop down, like a gigantic dragon was to drop out of the sky, they would all be instantly battle worthy.
So every village
Battle
battle
ready.
ready.
Yeah,
The second dragon everyone just fights it.
Yeah.
Their bare hands.
So as you sort of step in, most of the people that are there are kind of laughing at you because or they're laughing at Ileana, and she's got this person over her shoulder. I don't know if you're struggling or if you're just like resigned to your fate, lying over her shoulder. Or not.
Resigned to my fate.
Yeah, you're kind of like you've got like your arms crossed as you're like this. I'm gonna fight it. So they're kind of laughing. They're kind of laughing at you, but then there's also mixed kind of cheers and utterances of like surprise as they see two other people that are very clearly, wearing the trappings of other brothers, other Sabbatarians. Except for they're kind of confused as to why you're in a wheelchair, but kind of getting dragged along sideways in the muck. Mm-hmm. So most of the people are sort of greeting you with like a standard salute of comradeship. And the other thing I can say as well, which is kind of interesting, is that it actually feels a little bit, even though you guys are in the north, like the very northern tip of the country, for whatever reason, this inside the stockade, it feels a little bit warmer than when you were, even when you were in the forest. It was kind of cold and desolate. Maybe it's because you guys were amongst friends, or it's just a fragment. It's a what's it called? Like a fragment of your own. It's like psychosomatic or whatever. You just sort of feel warmer to some degree. You can all roll perception, except for you can sort of roll it. You get -2 because you can't really see very well.
9 and 11.
6. 11.
Yeah, no. 9 on 8.
8 on 1?
No, 9 on 8.
Oh, for perception? Your perception's only
Yeah,
8?
Yeah,
Yes.
-2.
Oh, right. Yes, sorry. Sorry. Yeah, so you don't notice, but you guys both notice that kind of in one of the corners of the stockade, there seems to be one of the tents that is, instead of the tent being, most of these tents are white or off-white, yellowed, dirtied and stuff. One of the tents at the far back is black and has ribbons of red text going up the entrance slits. And when you try to look like all the other tents, you can kind of see into them because it's daytime. It's 10 a.m. or whatever. But when you look when you try to look through the entrance of this tent that's kind of made of this black material, it's just dark inside, dark and kind of foreboding.
I don't suppose the person who lives there is named Peter.
Yes, but he's black, so we don't speak about him in that way. So they kind of Ileana and her sister Doris kind of carry you across towards one of the tents. Doesn't look any different to any of the other tents. And then when you sort of unceremoniously dump you on the ground outside, and then tug on your chains to like stand you up, and kind of motion for you guys to go inside.
Okay. All right, I do that. Can you?
I'm in chains.
I know. I know. But yeah, there you go. I walk in.
Okay. Yeah, you walk in. No one follows you. You're stuck outside, and you can't pull anyone because you're in chains. You can sort of hop inside if you want to, but you definitely can't.
After a
pull
few
wheelchair.
moments, I'll come back up.
Okay.
Thanks, asshole.
I'll try to shamble in.
Okay.
Shitty on it.
Okay. Roll. No, you don't have to roll. It's not. There's sawdust on the ground here, so it's a little bit easier for you to make your way inside. So yeah, you managed to kind of get your way in, and inside the tent, there's a couple of sort of there's a large desk in the room that takes up most of the space, and there is other than that there's 3 or 4 armor and weapon stands, sort of bristling with various ornaments, and the large desk that's in the room is a gigantic sheet of some sort of dark wood, and it's the legs of this desk are actually just chests, sort of like old ancient maybe mariner chests or sea chests of some kind, and seated behind the desk with his feet up on the wood is a man with a gigantic sort of tumbling beard coming down what looks like to be it almost looks like, like samurai armor, how it's got that sort of that kind of almost looks like ceramic. It's got like a baked ceramic look. So it's a dark blue color, cerulean blue color with an ancient golden embossed Sabbatarian logo. It looks like to be really, really old and ancient. And you can see that he's got, again, trinkets hanging from various parts of his body, and he just kind of exudes confidence. He's wearing full plate armor. His like the feet that he has up on the desk are covered in gigantic boots. He's got these huge gauntlets in his hands, and as you walk in, he sort of breaks into a smile as he sees you, and he's got like this. You can see that his teeth have like silver. Some of them have silver and gold caps, and on those silver and gold caps, you can see that there are small religious like symbols carved into the metal that on his teeth. And he takes off his gauntlets, and you see that underneath he's got all these rings, and you can see his fingers are he's got bandages and sort of like adhesive tape of some sort around, like he's and his fingers are gross and dirty, but his hands look very strong and skillful. And
fuck him too.
Yeah, well, that's good. Thank you. I'm glad you're bringing us all up to with your sexual conquest plans.
What could he fuck?
So he takes off his gauntlets and kind of like sets them on the desk, and he says, "Welcome to my humble camp. I am Brother Francis, one of the first Sabbatarians, along with my brother Igor."
Hello, Brother Francis. My name is Eddie Suarez, and these are my combatant shirts. I'm the Good Hair Doctor, and Erzbet the Leaf Bottom.
Messerosh.
That's the one.
Go fuck yourself.
I will.
Well, I can see that you guys have the standard prerequisite of normal brothers, and you all want to fucking kill each other or fuck each other, preferably at the same time. How does this person, no offense, doctor, how do you function in a wheelchair?
Very poorly, sir.
Yeah, I can.
We're in the town where the woodcutter landed, investigating some Kabbalists when I had an unfortunate mishap. This is new to me as well.
This is troubling. I'm sure there is some things that we can do to help.
That would be much appreciated.
You are the first brothers that I've seen in a very long time. We have been aboard this ship for over 20 years. Since leaving land, we were in the base of a large Masonic temple and were somehow teleported to a small island some 30 years ago. The ship came by and we managed to find our way across ice floes on board. Since then, for the last 20 years, we have battled and tried to keep ourselves alive. There are a few of us who are new, and pairings have created some spawn children. And he spits to the ground. He says, I would never have wanted to bring anyone up here, but sometimes you've got to sort of deal with the dice that you have been given. You know what I'm saying, Mr. Suarez?
Yes, I know what you're saying.
You are most excellent. We have not seen or heard of Sabbatarians at all in the last 20 years, so it is quite surprising to see you here, although warms my cockles to know that the order is still alive and well. Are you some of its finest examples?
We are examples.
Well, that will do.
Trained personally by Montgomery Ward and Brother Benedictus.
Benedictus! That old bastard is still alive? He must be close to 300 now.
He looked at.
He and I were some of the originals that were washed ashore aboard this, the nether realms of the Russian northern wastelands. It is good to know that the man still draws breath. Pray tell, what brought you aboard this vessel? I'm sure that there is some way that we can perhaps escape and get on board land. I know that most of my companions would want to leave this place.
Because the ship is currently lodged in a alcove. It crashed into a bridge containing a town of many, many people. There were quite a few casualties.
The only thing I'm worried about is that Lord Montalban might try to escape. One of the benefits of having him here being on the ship trapped with him is that he is also trapped with us. But if he gains the ability to leave his citadel, that could be the end. Oh God, Lucas, that's a stinky fart.
Yeah.
That could very well be the end of civilization as we know it.
Well, who is this Lord Montalban?
Lord Montalban is an elder vampire that lives in the citadel aboard this ship. He is unable to leave the confines of the citadel because he requires the blood of a virgin female royal heir.
Well, that's unfortunate because he's got one now.
What? What do you mean? How?
The princess of the town of which we speak, she was taken. We were here trying to find her.
Now, we don't know for certain she's a virgin. But that's a very strong possibility.
Well, I can tell you that she's 12.
We don't know for sure that she's a virgin.
Yeah.
But that's a very strong possibility.
The screen is 18 plus. We apologize.
Can add children to the list of things that he would fuck.
Yeah, this is most.
So what do you want? The children.
That's not.
That's
not-
what you
that's
said.
not-
I wrote it down.
No,
That's exactly
that's
what
not
you said.
it. Fuck you.
Did you say that?
No,
Yes,
In our
did.
first game,
no,
talking to the mayor. What do you want? The children.
not.
That's exactly what you
No.
said.
Yeah, and you're cutting off the rest of the sentence that came after that.
The rest of the sentence was you scrabbling.
Okay.
Yeah, what do you want? Quote the children, end quote.
Okay.
It's on paper, I
Yeah,
guess.
it's- Who would just write down lies? Who would do that? Who would go on the internet and tell lies, Jim? What kind of person would do that? I'm done.
Anyways, yeah, so we should probably be getting on over there.
Lord Montalban is not someone that you want to just go over to. We have been fighting his minions for the last 20 years. and I have almost 150 years of combat experience under my belt. You don't look to be a wizened, weathered Sabbatarian yet, and although you may make up for it with pluck and wit, it will not save you from the wiles of Montalban.
Ideally, we'll find the princess and not have to face Montalban at all.
True, I'm just wondering whether or not she is already aboard, or how she may have been brought aboard. If you said that the ship only just crashed, some 8 or 10 hours ago, yes? Did you see her being brought aboard?
We saw the prince being brought.
Who is the prince? Who is this you speak of?
He's kind of a douchebag.
This pompous little shitbag who wishes to overthrow his father.
Well, he did, but his dad's dead now.
Yeah, well, wished to. He's not there in the throne because he's here.
Does he have any sort of powers other than being a quote-unquote D-bag?
He seemed like a well-skilled fighter, but was brought aboard by a very frightening man. Likely 7.5 feet tall, weighing much, but moving lightly.
This is very troubling. Well, you are welcome to rest here, and you are welcome to eat with us. Your friend here, you vouch for her?
She has my utmost faith.
Would you be willing to put yourself on the line were she to step out?
Of course. I owe her my life.
Very well. I will unchain her, but if she so much as does not toe the line,
I'll kill her myself.
I will have your hands.
That too.
He basically walks over and grabs the chains and just pulls the links apart and drops them on the front, and he sticks his hand out between the entrance of the tent for a moment, and then when he draws them back in through the slit, he's holding your sword belt, and he just hands them to you. So one of the things I can say now is, in this camp, you can spend your skill points. So if anyone has skill points that they want to spend, and if there's skills that you want, chances are good that they are here. In terms of your injury, there's a couple different ways that we can handle things.
Okay.
There is an engineer here that can provide you with a similar sort of steam-powered harness, similar to what you saw in the town. It's pretty robust. It will definitely, it'll raise your strength quite a bit, and it does give you some armor as well, but it also does reduce your speed and your dodge. There's also perhaps some sort of a herbal remedy, or some sort of, I don't know if you call it magic per se, but there might be some alternatives as well. I don't know whether you want to be tanky or whether you want to be kind of, magically or urbanically imbued, Vague Mage.
Yeah, Vague Mage.
So if you prefer not to go as
Oh, okay. Yeah.
H3, Ethan Productions.
Yeah.
Fat clouds.
That's right.
All natural churro flavors.
Oh man. So yeah, you prefer to go that route,
Yeah.
than the large armored suit route.
Yes.
Okay.
You don't want to be a mech.
Yeah, but I'm not a tanky character to begin with.
Really? Because you keep jumping out in front of a lot of damage.
No, I just keep getting threatened.
He gets stabbed from behind. Ruben's kind of stabbing him in the back. It's good though, bro. We love you. I love this guy. Okay.
Talk about the end of that. He's a little off.
Who is he? He's into getting stabbed from behind?
Maybe. I don't know. Sadism. Just crazy things
I
too.
think that's masochism.
No, that's it.
Anyway.
Self-sadism. It's fine.
So yeah, is there any kind of skills that you guys want now. I mean, you can spend them later. You can spend them, you know, after we finish if you want to spend more time deciding what you want to spend them on. But if there's something that you want to spend it on now, you can. So just to let you know, like the way that it normally works for stuff is if you're trying to train a skill that you don't have otherwise, then it takes, you know, about a week or so to train more or less. But if it's something that you've been using unskilled, like let's say, for example, you want to learn how to shoot a gun and you've been shooting the gun without a skill point for the entire adventure, then you could train it fairly easily. Same thing with like if you want to get extra hit points, or if you want to get an extra point of strength, if you've been like smashing your way through doors the entire time, you know, and you want to then capitalize on saying, okay, because I've been smashing through doors for the last 3 weeks of the adventure, I want to spend my point in being stronger, you can do that. Same thing with stealth. If you've been really crappy at stealth, you've been failing stealth rolls, but you've been trying all the time, then you can be like, I want to spend an extra point in stealth.
How much do hit points cost again?
I think that each point in
10?
No, it's like 2, I think. I think it's 2 per point. Let's check actually. Who's the book on?
It's just
We started from the bottom. Now we're here. Hit points, 2 points per hit point.
cool. So just is it consistently 2 or does it double up every time? Like
No, it's just 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think I've got. I think we all have 7.
I've got 11.
11? Oh shit.
11?
Well, because you had slot points remaining.
You gotta wait till end game though to assign mine.
Yeah, no problem.
1, 2, 4, 6. I'm gonna give myself 3 extra HP.
Okay. Now remember, a little while ago that I gave certain people holy or like faith stats. You all remember you all have 10, like the faith stat 10. And again, make sure to sort of think about that at some point. You can also increase your basic move or your basic speed. Basic speed is 5 points for 0.25 speed. Added benefit of obviously having a higher speed is that you get to go sooner in combat. So if your character with like a glass cannon that has like crazy burst damage and can't take a lot of hits, if you go first, not only can you necessarily damage someone before they get the chance to hit you, but you also have the chance to run away if you want to get out of combat. Like let's say you don't have combat reflexes and you get like just sawed on by like some guy who's all of a sudden in your face. If you've got a first move, you have the ability to kind of like disable him and then step back. So that's something that's a good thing to use. Perception is 5 points per point. Fatigue points are 5 points per point.
Also over here, is there any way I can see if there's something that can fit the optic off of the rifle onto my crossbow?
Yep, absolutely. The engineer can definitely do that for you.
Okay.
It will give you an additional +3. Cool. He can also mount it on there so that you can easily remove it and you can use it as a spyglass. Cool. If that would be something you would appreciate.
Yes, sir.
You guys have some money, right? Is there any sort of gear that you had? All like chests of money, didn't? Or is all back at the?
So, well, most of it's back at the hotel.
I remember
You guys should
carrying
have some silver.
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how much I had though.
You guys all split the silver, I think. You left the gold behind.
Yeah.
So I think everyone has at least 50 silver.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if there's anything you guys want to spend money on. Is there anything that your character wants?
I'd probably want like some sort of like mask or like a helmet or something to cover up the face.
Okay. So you can get something custom. Is there anything now? You can either get something, just made of steel for a few silver, or if there's something that you have that some sort of a weapon or some sort of something you own that you want to melt down to make into something you found, you can always do that as well, and then maybe we can view it with something extra special. Does everyone have all the armor that they need?
Got the armor. Are there any charms for sale though?
Yeah. Brother Francis will provide you each with a charm of friendship.
Yeah.
So a charm of friendship can be activated once per day. Now you have so who has the holy stat? You two, right?
Yes.
So Ruben, you don't have a holy stat yet because you haven't used any holy items.
Yeah.
So you guys can activate it twice per day. The friendship relic, so to speak, can give you +2 to any defensive roll, and it can only be used when you're within 10 feet of an ally.
Neat.
And if there is, and it is also further increased by how many allies have them or how many allies are close by. So, for example, Ruben, even though Ruben doesn't have the holy stat and he doesn't have a relic, he still his character still provides you with a +1 bonus. So it's like, so for example, if you guys are beside each other, let's say within 10 feet of each other, then you get +2. If Ruben's character is close by, you get +3. If there's another person that's close by, you get +4. But you have to be within 10 feet.
Okay.
Everyone has to be within 10 feet of everyone else. So if you guys are in a line, you're only getting like that 10 feet. It's a radius, right, around you, a 10-foot radius. So or a 5-foot radius, I guess, around you. So you have to be all within that 10 feet circle, and then you get you get a higher bonuses.
Wouldn't it be a 10-foot radius?
Yeah, I mean a 10-foot radius. Sorry, 5 feet is very short as well. You don't do that cuddling. Yeah.
Which I'm okay with.
I know.
Also,
yeah, go
I'm
ahead.
going to grab a bigger magazine for my crossbow because it currently only holds 4.
Yep, you can get a larger magazine. It is 25 silver pieces.
Okay.
And holds 30 quarrels.
Shit.
And weighs 5 pounds. Weighs 5 pounds loaded.
I was thinking, do they have small ones like I have already?
Yep.
How much are those?
They are 8 silver each.
Okay. I'm gonna grab 4 of those.
Okay.
And I'm gonna fill 2 of them with regular bolts and 2 of them with silver.
Okay. And I'm assuming you're gonna paint a symbol on the side of some of them, so you know.
Oh yeah.
So-
Let's keep one side's silver, one side's regular.
Okay.
He knows.
So, does everyone have silver weapons?
Yeah, I have a silver weapon. Yeah.
Okay. So
Silver bullets.
So you have the silver knuckles and silver bullets.
Mhm.
You have. What do you have?
Silver tip bolts.
Silver belt. And what is your weapon?
I have my silver cleaver.
Cool. All right. Just checking that everyone's got some silver stuff if they need it.
So how much is it going to cost for me to get the helmet?
The helmet's only going to cost you 5 silver.
Okay.
It's not very expensive. Do you want a helmet or you want a faceplate?
Helmet.
Okay. So a helmet is. Let me see how much a helmet weighs for you. You want a metal one, right? Or do you want a leather one?
I'll get a metal one.
Okay.
Basically.
Headgear. You can get a barrel helm. Like a barrel helm, it's like a, like the Knights of the
Templar?
Crusaders, the Templars wear, those big circular ones. You can get a great helm, which is a helmet with big spikes on the side.
How about
You can get a pop helm, which is it's a little like a little poncho. You can get a legionary helmet, one that's got like a Roman style helmet with a thing, and then a face mask. If you get one of those, you can get one like a guy wears in the guy wears in Gladiator. What's that one called?
How about a custom one? Would I be able to do that?
Yeah, but they can't give that to you instantly, right?
Right.
You can get one kind of like this. Or you can get one like this.
I'll get the one with like the face mask.
The face mask?
Yeah.
Okay, so that'll cost you 20 silver.
Okay.
But it looks pretty badass, you know. You can make it, or you can make it look like this. This is pretty cool too.
Whatever.
Take the.
You want to look super scary or super cool? You want the one with the lion around it, the
Yeah.
lion face around it?
Yeah.
Okay, so it looks like this.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
Yeah, you like that? Okay. Okay. Good enough. So the legionary helmet gives you a DR of 4. Damage rating 4, so that means if you get hit on the skull or the face, you can reduce the damage by 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then the face mask gives you an additional 4 to the face. So you now have a DR of like, I guess 8. Oh no, it would be 4 to the face still. So the total weight of this helmet is 8 pounds.
That's like as heavy as her head.
Yeah, but it's
Big ol' helmet.
it's pretty beastly. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
You look like a Greek statue.
Yeah, it
It
definitely.
smell like burnt bacon.
Do you have like? Do you have any sort of like skills?
I have some skills.
Bring home
No, like
dash
I mean,
skills.
sorry, I mean, I'm asking if Ruben has like any like. Do you have any like intimidation skills or kind of? Do you have like intimidate or?
I have interrogation.
Okay, so this if you wear this helmet when you interrogate, it'll give you a +2 to your interrogation roll. You
Nice.
look fucking creepy as fuck. Creepy AF, as the kids say these days.
Nice.
Yeah. So you can put a little like +2 next to the skill, so you don't forget. Don't need anything else. All right, so you guys can rest up for the rest of the day and eat and sup and all that kind of thing. You're all over that time. You're all healed fully, so you can bring your hit points back to the maximum. You'll also get a temporary buff of +2 hit points that once you lose them, they don't re-heal. That is kind of like a temporary boon, so to speak. Yeah, and any ammunition that you need refilled will be refilled at no cost to you. Yeah, I think we're pretty good otherwise. Is there anything, there's nothing else that you need or you need to ask for or you want to ask about or? Of course, you can always return back to this camp should you need to. Brother Francis is a little bit wary about providing you with, companions for now until you figure out what exactly you're going to do. He sort of figures that a smaller group might be able to get access a little bit better without.
Less not noticed.
Yeah, exactly.
Slipping it out.
Yeah, I know you love that.
Wait, so can Josh walk again?
The next morning when you guys wake up, Josh is sitting at the sort of like a meal table, breakfast table, and he seems to be walking normally.
You need to do your best, Dr. Strangelove. Mein Gott! I can walk!
So yeah, Josh, you can walk again.
Yep.
Congratulations.
But you have to be like a little bit baked all the time for it to work.
Sure.
Fits
Herbal
in.
remedies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Half mast all the time. That's what it is. You
Just gotta rip those fat clouds before every turn.
Yeah. Puff, pass. Okay, so you guys can head back. You can head on now if you would like.
I believe we would.
If you want to bring some supplies with you, you're welcome to bring some rations.
So I'm going to grab a new lighter while I'm here before we leave because we lost mine.
Yep, and it's provided to you at the cost of 1 silver piece. If you pay 2 silver, you can have a silver lighter.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah, with like you pay 5 silver, you can have a Fraternitatus, a Sabbatarian logo on it.
No, it's
So
fine.
you should pay the 5 silver.
That's fine.
If you spend 10 silver, you can get 3 of them. 3 for the price of 2. You can buy them for your friends. Act now. A limited time only.
Just
Offer.
3 easy payments of 5 silver in installments.
Do you want a Sabbatarian lighter?
I kind of do.
Yeah, I thought you would.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a 7.
You can get one that's silver, but it's got like a dusted rose tint to it.
That's
So it matches your
You
trappings.
should get the Knight of the Rose emblem engraved on the other side. So it's just.
That would cost you an additional 5 silver.
No, I'm just gonna
So
go
it would be 10 silver, and it would have the Sabbatarians on one side and the Knight of the Rose on the other.
I'm just gonna go with the 1.
Newly minted by the dwarf. He has a Knight of the Rose stamp that he's made overnight, especially for you.
Oh, well, I can't see.
There you go. I'll say it. That's how you get it. And just to let you know, when you light it, the flame is pink,
Nice.
like a magenta pink, because it's got a little bit of like it adds a little bit of chemical to the flame, so that it has like a pink glow to it. Yeah. And it smells like jasmine, like roses and jasmine.
Does fucking George Michael start playing when he turns it on, dude?
It's that saxophone. What's it called?
It's called Careless
Careless
Whisper.
Whisper.
Careless Whisper. That's what played. That's a
Yeah.
way better sound.
Yeah,
There you go.
That's George Michael.
Is it?
Yeah,
It's not George Michael.
that's
is it?
George Michael.
Then who's the guy that plays the
Epic Sax
thing?
guy.
What?
Epic Sax guy.
That's the guy. That's
Yeah.
what I'm thinking. Yeah, Epic Sax guy.
That's
Yeah.
Epic Sax guy.
Okay, cool. Okay,
It's important to take
I
that.
guess I don't know what that is, man. Like, I got this like thing, and it's like, oh, it's annoying, man. You know?
Yeah, boy.
Okay, let me turn this crap off here so that it stops. Bullet journal shit is what it is. Bujo, as they call it.
Ah.
Channel settings, only mentions. Okay, there we go. Okay, so you're provided with sort of vague directions towards the citadel if that's where you're going, or you can continue sort of trailblazing on your own, depending on what.
Well, I think we should at least take the vague directions so we have an idea of where things. Do they have a map for us, like a vague sort of? Is there anyone that can give us sort of an idea of the layout of the land, not necessarily like a concrete map, but like just general?
Well, what's strange is that like a lot of times different, like there are certain ruins, like it's kind of mystical, what look like to be broken buildings that are, but they tend to move around, like where they thought they were, they have a vague recollection of where they are, and then they head to that location of the ship, and the ruins aren't there anymore, and then they find them somewhere else. But they do give you sort of a generic direction to head to get yourself to the front gates of the citadel. Are you going to head there now?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Are you sure you're good?
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad. I'm happy for you, buddy. Good.
what's everyone's perception skill?
11.
10.
Okay, never mind. You can try rolling. If you critically pass, then you can try and do. You have to crit.
Nope.
If you roll a 6, you didn't crit. Okay. Okay. So yeah, you guys head through most of the underbrush, kind of heading vaguely uphill. It takes you about 4 or 5 hours of travel. So it's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon by the time you break out of the forest, because you're climbing uphill Are you still in your wheelchair?
No.
Like you bring your wheelchair.
No.
Are you gonna bring it with you in case?
No.
You can actually take it apart and like put it into a backpack.
He doesn't want to bring it.
So that if
don't
you,
bring
I'm
it.
saying like if you get hurt again,
I
you
don't.
can break it out.
If I get hurt again, I'm turning my crossbow on myself. If I get crippled twice in one game, then that's a sign that I should just no, it's time to lay down forever.
Okay. So you reach the as you head
Oh,
up
we
through.
should have taken the Orban scepter out of my wheelchair. Then we forgot to do that.
Oh well.
It's fine. They'll find some use for it.
Well, you might return.
Yeah.
So anyway, you head your way up through the trees, sort of, and you arrive dusty, dirty, and disheveled in the courtyard of the entrance courtyard to the citadel. And so the citadel is, like I said, it climbs up almost defiantly out of the forecastle of the forecastle of the boat, heading up into what looked like to be there seem to be trees, ancient black wood, ironwood trees that grow out of the tips of the citadel. You'd estimate that it's at least 600 feet high, 700 feet high, growing up out of the edges of the ship. There is and it seems like the entrance foyer of the citadel has got some ancient iron wrought fence that seems to be, looks like it's been broken from within. So it looks like all of these fence posts or the gates have been broken, as if something was breaking from out inside the foyer out into the rest of the ship. And there are broken and shattered limestone flagstones that all had. And anyone's got heraldry?
No.
Or smoke boy over here.
No.
I thought you had some sort of
Same here. I thought I did.
I think that was.
No, we actually discussed it when we were making this
Yeah.
character.
Well, let me see.
I thought I did.
Yeah, heraldry right there.
Right.
All right, so roll on that.
Eight on 10.
Okay, so you notice that all of these different there's maybe like 20 or 30 different limestone flagstones, and all of them have really, really ancient family crests from the different sort of Russian families, the old aristocratic families. A number of them are like old Russian, old Prussian families that have been amalgamated since or joined together. Of those bloodlines are ancient. You would say that they would have to be much older than the ship, much older than these are our families that you've read about in old texts and tombs. But like I said, most of them have been bled together centuries ago. So it's strange to see them on the flagstones, and a lot of these flagstones that, even though they're difficult to read because many of them are cracked from underneath, as if they've been upheaved from below, or maybe just the movement of the ship has caused an instability. But yeah, it's very strange to see a lot of the families, because none of them are ones that are current. All the current families more or less, and while there's a couple that are, you recognize more of the elements because they're ones that you've, some of the families are based primarily on some of these older families. Most of them are completely eradicated or absorbed into the newer ones. So these are traditional Masonic heavily like Orthodox families that you haven't heard of or seen mentioned in decades, not in centuries. So, yeah. So you can head into the I guess you're heading into the courtyard.
Mhm.
As you head into the courtyard, there is a sort of, as you head like past where these broken fence is, and you head into where the broken flagstones are, the sun seems to fade in intensity, and there is a kind of the air becomes thick, and there is a sort of like a gasp or like a dull groan that sort of sounds like it sort of sounds like you'd say like someone like letting out their breath, but it's obviously you can't see or hear anybody around that would be doing that. But it also sounds a little bit like what a ship, like an old wooden sailing vessel, like when it's creaking, slowly moving on the waves, broiling on a slow wave, and kind of you can hear this really prolonged creak or groan of the wood moving as it's flexing under the weight of the waves moving it back and forth in the sea. And as you head deeper into the courtyard, you can see that there's a gigantic, almost like religious-looking archway that's kind of got a point at the top, and then it curves down. And instead of there being a doorway, instead of there being doors, in the doorway, there's just edges of like broken, dark, shattered glass of some sort, like a stained glass that looks like it filled the doorway, and it's being broken again also from the inside, and the shattered glass is kind of laid out in front of you, and as you walk towards the entranceway, it crunches underfoot.
Sure. So is there only the one like entrance? Does it look like there's any other visible doors?
It looks like there's no other visible doors, but there are smaller archways that look like some of them have the glass in them. A number of them are really dirty and like sort of crusted with grime and rind of decades of misuse. But they all seem to sort of head into or look into the same entrance foyer within the front entrance of the castle.
So we're going in the crossbow.
Okay. So you're taking point?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Now that I can move again.
Okay. So you head sort of through this broken window. There are other windows along like this. Mm-hmm. And you step into this sort of long, thin corridor. This is about 10 feet, 15 feet. Now let's make it 15 feet. It's a little bit bigger. It's quite long and thin. And as you look along the left and the right, you can see, again, there's a number of like crates and barrels, and you can smell what smells like rotting food. And there, every once in a while, you can see like a dead animal is lying about somewhere in the area. There is a broken door in front of you that seems to be cracked, and you can't really. It's half open, but it looks like it's still sort of hinged closed. But the wood of it is cracked and old, and you can sort of vaguely see through the cracks that there is candlelight from within, and then on either end as well there are doors on both ends.
Gonna try and get a better look through the hole in the door.
Okay. So you sort of peer through the hole in the door, and you can vaguely see that there seems to be like maybe torchlight or candlelight dotting in a couple different areas, and there is a cool breeze that's blowing out of the cracks in the door. It looks like to be a fairly large room within.
Okay. Do we want to check the side doors out first, or do we just want
Let's check the side doors.
Okay, which one are you gonna go to first? So you can't really like walk beside each other in this hallway because it's pretty dirty and sort of full of detritus. So
okay. Odds is left, evens is right. Left.
okay. So you head down to this doorway here, and the door doesn't budge.
Okay.
Like it's just like seems to be. I mean, you can try smashing it, perhaps. But there's no lock on the door. It's just
we're here yet. Probably should keep it that way for now.
Yeah.
Try the other door.
okay. So you head along to the other doorway. The other doorway opens,
Okay.
and there is it's a very small room. There is a desk inside with a skeleton sort of like hunched at the desk. And there's a little sign that says OP delivery service. No, there's a what looks like to be like a pile of scrolls, and there is a dried up inkwell on the desk. And in the corner of the room, there is a small trap door that is open and rotten, and you can see that there's a ladder heading downwards.
Well, I'm gonna try and see if I can see what's on the scrolls.
Okay. You look through the scrolls. Most of them are blank, but you do find one scroll that has got some sort of ancient language on it. What kind of like? What sort of language? Do you have any sort of?
No, nothing other than standard.
Okay.
Well, in German.
Yeah, so it looks like if Erzbeth looks at it, she can tell you that it's old Russian.
Okay.
She can't read it, but she can identify it at the very least.
Okay.
And it looks like to be, from what you can you can't read what the words mean, but it looks like to be some sort of tally sheet. Like an ancient spreadsheet or like an inventory of some sort,
Okay.
with numbers scrolled along one side, and then a bunch of words that you don't understand.
Okay, just stick that in my bag for now.
Okay.
Gotta peek down the trap door.
Okay, so you peek down the trap door, and there's a cool breeze that comes from below, like a very stale, but it also smells kind of like old wine.
I'm gonna go down the ladder.
Okay. Can you roll your dex, please? Do you have an
I have acrobatics, but
Okay,
it's lower than my dex.
that's fine. So acrobatics will give you +1 to your dex roll.
Okay, that is 11 on 12.
Okay, so as you slide down, or as you step down the ladder, about 4 or 5 rungs in, the rung that you're on snaps, and you basically slide down the rest of the ladder, holding onto the sides of the like as if you're sliding down the ladder. You know what people do on like boats. You do that, except your feet are breaking through every single rung as you go down. You don't fall. You slide about another 20 feet, and you land on the bottom. Your feet sting from hitting the ground, but you don't take any damage. So yeah, it's quite dark down here.
I light my beautiful lighter.
Okay, so when you light it, it's sort of like it actually an interesting side effect. It actually plays like it's like a music box. It plays like this haunting sort of like music box song. Careless Whispers.
Ding, 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 ding.
And as you look, and so there's like this pinkish magenta glow that comes from your lighter, and you look around, and it seems you are in like a wine cellar.
I knew it.
There's a number of large wooden casks, some of which are cracked and empty and sort of full of like a blackened mold. but there are also probably close to 600 or 700 glass bottles, many of which still have the wax around the top and are full.
Is there anything else in it or just wine?
Well, it's quite a poorly organized room. It's not like that everything's on shelves. All the shelves have long rotten away, leaving just piles of bottles everywhere. And since there's like some 600, as they've slowly kind of rotted away, they've just kind of created these piles of bottles everywhere. You can't even, I mean, your lighter only lights up maybe 7 feet around. So you can kind of poke around if you want to have a look around and see if there's anything further. But in terms of what you can easily see, you'd have to climb over like a lot of the bottles are climbing over bottles. They're slipping and sliding all over the place. So, you'd have to make some checks to see if you can stay standing, or you can kind of crawl around on your hands and knees. You wouldn't have to roll at that point. How much time do you want to spend looking around?
Well, after taking a look around, it doesn't seem that important, just wine. So I'll grab a couple bottles.
Okay. Do you have any sort of skill in any wine? Because that is a skill, eh?
I don't have it.
This is a wine skill in this game. So you just grab two.
Streetwise.
Yeah, that won't help here. You grab a couple bottles at random.
Is the ladder entirely broken? Is there any way for me to kind of like climb up the side?
Well, it's both think of it as the ladder looks like this. Looks like that.
I should have taken.
And you're like this big.
Yeah. Oi, gents, you have any rope?
Got 10 feet of rope.
It's not enough rope.
Yeah.
Well, I'll look around down here.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna go off crawling over the wine to see if I can find a way out.
Okay. What are you guys gonna do?
I sure want the main door.
You check out the main door.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll be back to you in a second, Jim. So you open up you're opening it, right? You
Yeah.
sort of push it open.
Yeah.
It looks like it pushes open a large amount of dirt and dust. It doesn't look like it's been opened in quite a while. The room that you open up is sufficiently bigger than the rest of the room of the building that you guys are, or that central sort of opening space. It looks like to be a gigantic, I guess like like the entrance of a church, like a gigantic room full of pews.
That's like a cathedral almost.
Yeah, cathedral-like in its look. So this is something like 600 feet, 650 feet wide. There are large iron candle holders with gigantic sputtering dark wax candles that are lit and are spitting sort of cloying smoke into the air, sort of like a scented frankincense hangs in the air like a moldy dead church. Most of these pews are broken and rotted away, and it just feels very cold and very, very vast. Like the room is so big that you can't really see much further than what I've drawn here. You can see maybe 400 feet into the room, but other than that, you can't really see much else. Hanging from both sides, there looks like there to be some really tall curtains, probably about 30 or 40 feet, tapestries that are hanging from across windows and across stained glass that you can't see what the stained glass is, because you believe that probably the other side of the stained glass windows are just dirt But there's some of them are sort of rotting in corners and like soaking and smelling like rotting silks, but others are still hung and are still in pretty good condition.
Okay. We should make our way in, but like cling to a wall. Like stick to one side specifically. Not just waltz straight through the middle of the vampire church.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's a great band name.
Vampire
Church.
Yeah.
that's the name of a band in high school, you know. But yeah, I guess we'll stick towards the left side.
Okay.
You keep making your way forward.
Okay. Are you stealthing or are you walking normally?
Try for stealth. Oh, why is my stealth so bad? 8 on 9, yeah.
Do you have stealth?
Mm-hmm.
14.
Nope, 14 on 10, so no.
Okay.
Josh, you're walking quietly.
I know, I'm just skulking along.
Now, how far away are you guys, like beside each other, or are you with 20 feet away? Are you scouting on your own and then he's following? Like, what's your plan?
Just
So you guys work this out between you. You don't have
like
to
a
sort of
good-
make
like 10 feet of distance between us.
Yeah,
Okay. So you have your crossbow out. Do you have any weapons out?
I have my short sword out.
Okay. So always remember to say that so that I know what you have available. So you sort of creeping your way along the edge of the church wall. You're kind of picking your way between this like various like not skeletons but sort of bones and cups and cutlery and random detritus littering the floors of the church. You can both roll perception.
10 on 11.
Fuck. 17 on 10.
So you notice that a lot of the cutlery seems to be marked. It seems to be like naval cutlery of the boat, and so you don't really know how it's gotten in here, but it looks like all the china is kind of like matching pattern. Right.
Okay. Almost having some vampire wedding on the boat.
So you managed to find a doorway with a closed door, and it's got sort of wine bottles like kind of pushed up against it. So it looks like the doorway does open outwards. So you can try and open it if you'd like to.
I'm
or
going to
you
spend some
can-
time moving my bottles first.
Okay. You estimate that it'll probably take you about at least 10 minutes to kind of, because when you move some, more come in the way, so you have to like move the whole pile out of the way in order to get,
Whipping them at the wall behind you.
or drinking them, the other way to do it.
Oh, I'm pretty sure you'd be dead before you got to the bottom of the pile.
I think my character's still hungover from episode 1.
That's right, when you were drinking with it, that's right. Okay, so how far are you guys going into the room?
Just we can venture forward till we like find something else. Is there like any? How far can we see?
Well, as you keep on moving further into the room, you sense that there's a vague. I mean, you guess that the floor is like slowly sloping down as you're going deeper into the room, and as you start walking, after you reach past these next these 6 rows of pews, there is a little bit of water.
Okay.
In the floor or in the base in the like under your feet, and as you continue snaking forwards, the water slowly gets deeper. I don't know how far you want to go before you stop, but like do you want to get like ankle deep or see how far it goes? Like I don't want to assume you guys are walking.
But like how far back can we see with the water?
Well, as you keep on walking in here, there seems to be no more these candles were lit here. There's no more candles throughout the rest of the room. There are some like hanging chandeliers and you can see that there is definitely, very vaguely, you can see that these chandeliers that are burning some sort of, they look like they're burning gas, like a chandelier that's burning like natural gas of some sort. You can see like vague, very, but I mean, the ceiling is hundreds of not hundreds, but a couple 100 feet high, and so you can see vaguely that maybe there is some reflection into water. So there's at least another 400 feet of water, but you don't know obviously if it gets any deeper, if it stays the same depth that it is here, because you don't really know what happens to the floor. Does anyone have swimming?
Yep.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to take a silver out of my pocket and I'm going to throw it towards the center of the room.
Okay. So you throw the silver towards the center of the room, and it just kind of hits the water and just.
Yeah. Okay.
But nothing stirs.
No.
Okay, I'll put that on silent. That's enough of that.
Were you expecting a kraken?
No. Well, like if it just sort of like hits the ground and titters, then it's not very deep. Plus, we did see the kraken earlier, so we gotta be sure. Yeah. I don't need tentacles in my life right now. The probing tentacle. Right, Lucas? You're sick of tentacles too, right? So I say we keep pressing forward till it gets about waist deep.
Sure. I don't know. I'd say like knee deep. That'd be a bit safer.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you press forward. It hits about knee deep around here.
Okay.
And there's another like, you don't really know. You can't really see back here. It's sort of vague.
Yeah, that's a no.
But you haven't seen any of the like doors or anything else like here.
So we'll double back to around here where the water starts and go across.
Okay. So you sort of head across here, and you can sort of see that right here there's maybe like it looks like maybe there's a couple of railings, like pieces of railing that are standing up in front of you, like like this is sort of 3D, so you can sort of see, but there's whatever there looks like there might have been a railing all the way along here. It's actually a little bit further. You guys were either here. Anyway, it's a few feet. Like if you were here, it should be here. I'm not going to redraw it, but imagine you guys are here instead. So it's like a few, maybe 10 or 15 feet further than you guys walked when it was up to your knees. But these are the only two pieces that are showing. There might be more that's missing, but it kind of looks broken on the edges here. Jim, you managed to finish clearing the bottles out of the way.
Gonna listen closely at the door.
Are you knocking or anything, or are you just putting your ear?
Putting my ear up.
It's a thick door. You can't really hear anything.
Okay, I slowly open the door.
Okay, so it pushes.
I have my
it pushes outwards. There is definitely some resistance behind the door. Can you make a strength check?
No.
Okay, it doesn't budge.
Oh shoot. Guess I will continue looking around the room.
Okay. What are you gonna do? You guys are in the middle of the room now.
Yeah.
It seems to be pretty barren. You can't really see what's going on over here. But there's nothing really that you can see in this area. Other, like I said, there's sort of a few pews and stuff like that. You'd think that maybe you can like climb. You can try climbing some of the tapestries that are going up, but you don't really know where you go if you want to climb the tapestries. I don't know what you want to do. There's no like apparent like go this way.
John describing one of his candidates.
Hey,
I should go.
It's a compliment.
I should go light the curtains on fire, guys.
you can do that.
I can
if you want
to, because that never ends well. Guys, I can light the bed on fire. Just double back and see if Jim's made any progress.
Yeah.
Just we know he's been looking for an exit, so if you see if he's still down in the hole, it's the lotion on its skin.
Jim is definitely still down the hole.
Yeah, I'm still there. I'm still down the hole, guys.
Okay.
I found a door, but it's kind of jammed, and I'm not very buff.
Okay.
Just pretty.
Pretty buff.
So how far would you say the drop is?
20 feet.
20 feet.
Definitely a little too far to make like, you can't really, I mean, he hasn't really described what's down there, and you can't see the bottom very easily. Even though Jim has his lighter out, you can see what looks like to be glistening glass down there, but you can't really see much.
Did you find any rope up there?
No.
There's curtains.
Curtains are a kind of rope.
Okay. You said there was some like discarded curtains along the floor in certain areas?
There's some like soaked, like rotteny ones like in the corners, but there's also ones that are sort of hanging. So you could like climb up and cut them or try to pull them and see if they come down.
Okay, I'm gonna go try and pull them down.
We'll keep talking while they're doing that.
Yeah.
Pardon?
I'll help him.
You're gonna help pull?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first curtain that you try to pull tears about halfway, and you get like a random 12-foot piece that's torn and not very
Stable.
Yeah. Feel like perhaps like trying to like climb up like the edges of the wall. There's like sort of like relief that you could sort of maybe climb and then try to cut when you get near 20 feet, or look to see if there's rungs that you can pull, or you can keep trying to tear them down and see if you can get enough pieces to like braid.
Oh, you're the climber.
Yeah.
If you want to try and climb up and do it. Got this.
Yeah, I'll try and climb up and get a better length of tapestry.
Okay, so are you encumbered at the moment, or are you not encumbered?
Medium encumbered.
Yeah, you probably can't climb with it. You'd have to like strip down to like no encumberment. Otherwise, you're gonna have minuses to climb. Like if you, what are you, medium now?
Yeah.
What is your minus to dodge?
-2.
-2, yeah.
What's your strength?
12.
Okay, so there's no, as long as you're -2, then there's no minus, because your strength is sort of evens it out.
Okay.
But you also don't get any bonuses to climb as well. If you were to take off, if you were to be not encumbered at all, then you'd have a +2 to your climb.
Mm.
Not saying you have to. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, no, not
Okay. Roll it up. So you're going to basically roll for every 5 feet that you climb.
Okay. Um, 10 on 10.
Okay, so you've made it up 5 feet. So if you want to climb enough to have enough to cut down the curtain high enough curtain to be able to cut it down, you'll have to climb to 25 feet. So you have to climb 4 more times. Where are you? So you're climbing here, right? You're climbing like up here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow, that was terrible. 15 on 10.
Okay, so now roll a strength check.
Yeah, that's a reroll.
Okay, so you manage to grab the edge and you don't fall. So now you can make another check.
8, 9 on 10.
Okay, so now you're up 10 feet. So you've got to roll 3 more times to get up to 25 feet.
Oof.
Okay, so the critical pass gets you up 10 feet.
Huh.
So you're now up to 15 feet, I believe.
20
We're 20 feet.
20 feet.
We're at 20 feet now. So
Okay.
you're gonna climb once more.
Ah,
15 again.
Okay, so roll strength.
Oh, critical.
Again, you manage to grab on easily, and you're holding onto the edge.
all right.
So now you can cut the curtain
Mhm.
where you're at. So there's 2 curtains.
Yeah.
So you can cut one, and then if you want to, you can like jump over to the second one and like try to slide down it, or you can climb down, whichever you prefer.
I'll just climb down.
Okay. So you cut the first one fine.
Mhm.
And so yeah, about 22, 23 feet of curtain falls into your arms.
Yeah.
So now you've got to climb. You've got to roll 5 times to climb back down.
Jesus Christ. Strength check.
12
on 12.
Okay, you manage to you hold on, and as you're holding on, like one of your like fingernails just like pulls out of your hand because you're like holding on, and you just like grimace against the pain, and you look down and you're like, okay, careful. So now you got to still roll. Yeah, that is, you won't go anywhere.
Yeah.
You basically started to climb, and you slipped, and you grabbed, and you held on. There you go. So you won. That's
You're
one.
trading on the rolls.
1 out of 5.
Today.
1 out of 5. You're down to 20 feet.
Well, roll some more miracle crits.
You rolled a lot of crits.
No, he's
15 again.
All right.
roll crits and 15. That's it.
All right, you slipped.
Oh, 12 again. 12 on 12.
You're holding on by the skin of your teeth. Climb again.
9 on
9 on 10. So you're now at 15 feet.
Yeah. Well, like once you get to 10 feet, you can probably drop. Because you have acrobatics, you could roll on after that for your landing.
And just to know, next time you can climb above the water, then it wouldn't matter if you fell because you just fall into the water.
But we don't know what's in the water.
True.
Also,
Better than a broken back, that's for
Also-
sure.
Yeah, I
can't
don't know.
Yeah, you should probably take swimming.
yeah.
Ooh, critical fail.
Okay, so now you have to critically pass your strength.
Fuck.
You might be able to
Yeah,
do it.
yeah. Though you've been rolling, this is 50-50, honestly. Not
Okay.
quite.
So you start falling towards the floor. Josh, are you going to catch him or are you going to let him drop? I'm not saying you have to catch him. He won't know if you try to catch, but I just...
I'll try.
You'll be destroyed.
Oh, I know. I'm going to try that. What am I rolling on strength?
You're rolling on strength.
Oh, boy. Less than a 9.
Yeah. He's heavy, too. He weighs like 250 pounds. So he's about 150 pounds, and he's got about 100 pounds a year. All right. Ruben, you smash sort of through a number of like crates, I guess, that are in front of the thing. You take 5 points of damage. 10. Oh, shit. What's that? That's not. What's the 13?
The 13?
Is that the groin?
I'm pretty sure it is.
It sounds
Oh my
familiar.
fucking god.
I'm just
Land
saying,
crotch
it's there,
first.
it's right there. I'm not
No.
trying to fuck with you or
No.
anything. I'm just asking right
Just
now.
land crotch first on something. Oh. No
Okay,
shit.
your left leg is broken.
All right.
Oh, shit.
Solid.
Okay. Well,
What was it?
roll
5 points of
discipline.
damage?
5 points of damage. Yeah. Do you have high pain threshold?
No.
Hard to do.
Can you roll health, please? Oh, nice. Okay, you're not unconscious, but there's a bone sticking out of your leg.
Oh, time to do the thing that
Oh.
I do and splint that. Oh, so close. to a crit. I'm not saying so. It goes past.
No, right. Okay, so roll d6 plus 3. So you get 7 hit points. A total of 7. Remember, you had a contemporary bonus of 2 hit points, right?
Yeah.
So you're basically back to full, I think.
Yeah.
But your leg is still broken. So a broken leg gives you a -3 to Dex and a -1 to movement, basic move, and basic speed. -3 to Dex temporarily.
Okay.
And a -1 to move, and a -1 to your basic speed. Okay. So if your basic move is 5, it's now 4. And it also brings your dodge down by 1 point as well.
Yeah, I know.
So dodge is down 1, move is down 1, basic speed is down 1.
Okay.
But you're splinted. You're slower basically. You're kind of shuffling around.
Okay.
But it also means keep in mind that any dex-based skill that requires movement is also reduced. So like, if you're standing using a sword and you're not moving around, you're okay. But if you're like running to someone and hitting them or like dodging or something like that, then you might be -3 on the roll. And we'll take it by ear. Just imagine you had a broken leg and you're trying to like run around. So if you're standing somewhere shooting a bow, shooting a crossbow, that won't affect it. But if you're like engaged in combat with someone and you're like dancing around them, then you might have a -3. Okay. So you are otherwise okay. You've got your 25 feet of curtain.
You're welcome.
Well, now I'm going to take the curtain over the water and soak it, so it's like a little more tensilely strong and won't just tear.
Yeah, it's very strong.
Yeah. Then just
you can sort of like roll it.
Yeah, so braid it, like almost not quite braid it. Yeah, but yeah, like that.
Okay, so Jim,
all right, guys, come on down.
Okay. Are you guys all going to climb down, or are you going to bring Jim up?
Well, we can't really progress forward, so I guess us going down is probably easier than him coming up.
I'm not much of a climber.
Neither am I. So
You have climbing though.
no, I don't.
You don't? No. I don't have it either.
I'm a doctor. What excessive amounts of climbing was I going to do?
So what you could do potentially, you have a high strength. You have climbing. The climbing skill means you know how to use like rope to climb with. So you could use this. You could basically wrap the curtain rope around you and then belay him down. And he could sort of use what was left of the ladder to hold on to, so you're not taking all his weight. In that, if you were to do that, you would get a +1 from the ladder, and you'd get a +2 from the rope. So whatever your climbing skill is, you'd get +3 to it to belay him down. So if your climbing skill is 10, you'd have to roll under 13 to belay him down.
Okay.
Cool.
And you don't have to make any rolls at all, Josh.
Cool. Sounds like a plan.
Okay.
Beauty.
Yeah. So you managed to lower Josh's character to the ground, safe and sound at the bottom of the. He opens a bottle of wine and shares it with you. Congratulations!
Open my lighter.
Sir, we're working.
So you can try to find something to tie the rope to at one end, or you can just try to slide down. Do you have acrobatics?
Yeah.
So you can roll. What's your dex? Oh,
don't do that.
Now.
Yeah, you land on your leg.
Yeah, no, never mind.
So yeah, you can roll. You can sort of you can roll. You get plus if you use the rope. You get +2. But you'd also get a minus from because you can't use your legs to climb with, but you can't use one of your legs to climb with because it's broken. So yeah, I'll give you a +1 to your climbing to slide down the rope, or you can try to slide down the ladder. But you have to find something to tie the rope to. I don't know what you tie the rope to because there's nothing really.
What if we just take 20 on it?
Wait, what do you mean? You can't take 20
on
that.
a physical act.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like searching a room. You can take 20 on something that you can't. But if you're like, if it's something that you could potentially die doing, you can't take 20.
Aren't the top 3 rungs of the ladder unbroken? Or
Yeah.
top few rungs?
Yeah.
You could tie the rope to there.
Well, yeah.
It's not going to be super
it's
stable,
old wood, and I'm insanely heavy.
Yeah, you are pretty heavy.
So I mean,
She's
THICC. She looks like Missy Elliott in that super like inflated suit in that song where she's like, woo, 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 woo. Yeah, all right.
You kids these days.
It's an old song, actually. These kids were probably kids, and you were definitely a kid.
probably.
All right, what are you gonna do, Ruben?
is there like any sort of pillar or anything? No.
You could go back into this room and take one of the iron.
How thick is the desk?
Oh, the desk is like rotten wood. That's
Okay.
fine. You could go back into the room, take one of the things that are holding the candle, and you could like tie the rope to that, put it over the space of the, like put it over the trapdoor, and then climb down that way. Or I don't know, you could try and find something else. You could go back out into the courtyard and cut down a tree. I don't know what you want to do.
I'll could I use my like search skill to like seek out something that could like,
You can use your search skill, yeah. How long do you want to spend searching? And where are you searching? Are you searching in the little room, or are you searching in this room?
I'm searching in the big room.
In the big room?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll take like 5 minutes.
Okay. So roll on your search skill. Which one? What is your search skill?
It's 10
Okay.
on 4. So it's 14 on 10. So,
Okay. So you find nothing.
I guess I'll use like one of the candle holder things.
Okay. So it's pretty heavy. You'd have to tip it down in order to drag it around.
Put out the candle first.
Like he has to climb up the candle. The candle holder is
Yeah.
like probably 10 or 12 feet high. So you'd have to climb up the candle holder first to put the candle out, or just knock it over by pushing it over into the water.
I'll just push it over.
Okay. So you push it over, and when you push it over into the water, all the other candles go out.
Oh, fucking shit.
Move your ass.
It's dark. It's dark.
Yeah, all right.
You can hear you can sort of feel like swirling water around your feet.
Solid.
Run.
Yeah, I'll just try to drag that thing as fast as I can.
Okay. So you manage to sort of pull it back towards the door and get it out of the hallway.
Okay.
You didn't have much of you weren't really standing much in the water, so you managed to get out pretty quickly.
All right.
There you go. So you've got like a 200-pound piece of metal. Yeah. Do you have rope tying? Not tying?
Yes, he does. In
Yeah,
fact,
I do.
mine I had that.
Yeah, I do have.
So,
Are you not?
Hey!
Please.
14.
It seems pretty tight.
Solid.
You give it a tug and it comes undone. You're like, whoa, good job. I didn't put my weight on that.
He may may remember last time that she tried tying a knot. It didn't end up so.
No, that was me.
So learning experience.
Oh, that was this guy.
She tied me, didn't she?
No, it was me.
Oh.
It was him that failed.
I know.
Both
She just didn't
stabbed
pick up on that. It wasn't that great.
Yeah,
Not.
yeah.
She's like, no, that looks good. And you're just like, oh, okay. I guess I'll
You can try
just
again.
Go
Yep.
fuck myself.
8,
11.
11 on 11.
Okay, you managed to tie it. You use up a little bit of extra that you might normally not need to, but it does seem secure.
I will.
So now roll climbing +1. So you have to roll under 11. Don't fuck this up, boy.
Don't roll a 15.
Thanks.
No pressure.
Thanks, man.
No problem, bud. I got you.
15.
All right, roll strength.
I specifically asked you not to roll a 15 with it.
I think you should try some other dice next time.
13 on 12.
All right, you fall. You sort of half slide, fall down the rope, some 15 feet. Is anyone going to try and catch him, or are you going to let him fall?
I can catch him.
Okay. Roll on your strength.
Better chances to me.
Nope.
Oh, fuck no.
16.
Okay, Ruben, you fall into a pile of bottles of wine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you are miraculously completely fine. There are broken bottles around you everywhere, and there are shards of glass like sticking up beside your face, and you're completely okay.
You're welcome.
No, you can welcome me. Thank the throne. Don't thank me.
Well,
You're not hurt at all.
Okay.
The bottles broke your fall, and the bottles didn't like pierce into you in any way.
Well, I'm gonna cut some of the curtain off at the bottom, wrap it around one of the broken rungs from the ladder, take some of your wine, dump it on it, light it,
I'm
make
drinking
a torch.
that.
Us seeing is more important than you not being able to see.
Bastards.
Look at all of the wine that's in here. There's
That was his wine.
That was my wine.
And I reach over like an asshole and take it out of your hand when I do it.
I was drinking that.
So now we have a torch.
How much wine did you drink?
Probably like by now, about a half bottle.
Okay. Let's look up drunkenness in here.
So we have
Drunkenness
a
in
torch.
here. What would you call that? It's not called sobriety. What's it called?
Inebriation?
Inebriation. That's the word.
Impairment?
Impairment. Inebriation. There's no inebriation. Roll on your health.
10 on 10.
You're fine. You're pretty. You're getting close to being a little weavy, but you're like, I should stop drinking now.
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, you know.
Oh.
Well, you can choose to. You can choose to drink more now if you want to, but right now you're unaffected.
Okay, so let's try and
So you make a torch?
Door, yes.
So there's a door over there, but I couldn't open it. I should explain. It's because I'm not strong.
no shit.
You're strong,
All right.
so you should do that.
So roll strength check.
Okay, well, before just like shove the door open, I'm going to like kneel with my crossbow aimed towards the door.
Okay.
All right. 6, 10 on 12.
Okay. So you manage to like sort of shove the door, and as you push the door, it doesn't really seem to open at first. You're kind of like, ugh. And as you start pushing, like your hands go through the door, like just that the door is, I guess, rotten in some places. Your hands go through the door, and water shoots back and hits you and like pushes you into the room, and it starts slowly filling the room with water. It gets to about here when it stops. So you can, when you look, like the door, the rest of the wood of the door is being pushed off by the force of the water, and the water looks like there's I guess there is like you can see, like if you're looking straight, it kind of looks like here's the water and here's the door. So like that's the ground where you guys are standing, and this is like sort of how it is.
It's a really low door for me.
Well, all right. It's like a normal door frame, and you guys have got about like your heads in a little bit of space at the top, so you can kind of wade through the door if you wish.
Well,
That's literally all we can do.
yeah.
Well, you can climb back up there.
You can look around a little. Is there anything, now that we have a source of light, is there anything else in the room?
No, it's just a winery. It's a wine cellar here.
Mhm.
Nothing all that special.
All right, I'll waltz through the door.
I'll follow,
I'll follow.
Okay.
holding torch above my head.
Okay. So yeah, so you guys head through the door. Is there another piece of paper somewhere? Do we have another piece that I can use? I can get some.
It's your paper.
Is it?
You gave this to me.
Okay, well, I'm gonna remember to get some more because I think I'm out. Anyway, so you guys head out of the winery. It's funny, like normally in most other GM games, the players draw the map and like the GM sort of tells you, but I hate doing that. I find that it's like you're never going to draw the map 100% properly, and then and even if you have grid paper, you end up making it. I got to be like, you got to draw 6 things left. And anyway, so I'll just draw it. It just makes it easier. Anyway, it heads into a narrow corridor that sort of heads down maybe about 30-40 feet. And then it turns to the left. You can see that like it turns to the left when you get up to the top here.
We'll just continue waltzing.
Okay. So what's the party order?
So we go you, me, Ruben.
Yeah.
So I have the light source and I'm in the center.
I'll have my knuckles and my shield.
Okay. Ruben, you have your short sword?
Yep.
Okay. So as you head around this corner here, it heads down some like 22-25 feet, and then there is you're into what looks like to be a long, thin corridor. Now, how do I sort of describe this? I'm going to draw like a side view so that you can see. Remember before I drew this other thing that like showed you what it looked like when you're. So I drew this to show you like where the water was. So this corridor is similar, except it's like it's not like this. You guys are standing like this. And the water's like here. So there's like an air bubble here, but like all this here is water. You don't know what's on the other side of this wall, but you can sort of feel like as you're walking that you're not in a corridor anymore. There's like a drop ceiling, I guess, and that's what this corridor is here. You guys are walking like a long kind of area that seems to have an air bubble trapped in it. You're in.
Okay.
And at this end, you don't know what's along this side. You can see it looks like it goes further this way, but you're not sure. You guys are sort of here.
We'll go to the left.
Left?
Yeah.
Okay. So you head to the left here, and there's sort of like a wall here, and you can feel that you can sort of dip into the water and to the other side, but you can't see what's on the other side because you've got the light here, right? So I'm like, oh, here's the torch.
Tie the rope to my waist.
What rope?
Yeah, I saw 10 feet. I have 10 feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Time, rock time, please. -1 because it's underwater and you can't see what you're doing.
Okay.
And you also have to get the torch to someone else because you can't tie it.
Torch.
Yep. Not done.
Okay, right. No.
You can't seem to tie the rope. The water's pretty cold as well.
Oh, well, wish me luck. I'm going to submerge, and while holding out my hand to the ceiling,
How long should we wait for you to come back?
I'm going to submerge and ignore John.
No, I'm asking you in character. How long should we wait for you to come back?
I know he ignored that.
Okay.
So you submerge and you
I
hold your
submerge, hold my
Okay.
hand up to the ceiling. I'm going to walk about 5 feet.
Okay.
5 big size steps.
Okay. So as you step underneath here, you start to float upwards, and you sort of can like grab like the edge of this, so you don't float upwards. But yeah, it's definitely water above you, and because before when you're in here, the air was giving you enough gravity to keep you on the floor. But the moment you step underneath, there's no ceiling, so you're underwater. You don't know how deep you're
I'm gonna
underwater,
swim
but
back.
you're gonna swim back under. You can just grab. You don't have to swim because you were prudent about how you got under. If you just like step in, you would have floated up, but you managed to grab it. So you just like, yeah.
Let's not go there.
Okay.
Do you have gills? What? Let's not go there.
You can push Ruben out there if you want.
Well, that's why I was asking about the gills. I wanted to make sure you wouldn't survive.
Jesus.
You can stab him in the back if you want.
Probably for the best.
Okay.
Hold that. Hold that.
Let's check the other end
Yeah.
because there's a whole lot of water above us.
Why is there always water in your games? Why is it, every single game I've been with you, there's always been some awful situation where I have to go underwater.
Well, this is the current. This is the current.
The current?
Wait, no. I mean, where you are right now,
Yeah.
there's a lot of
Okay.
water, so that's why there's water theme. But
We're on a boat.
So we're going down to the other end.
All right. You go down to the other end, and as you get about another 60 or 70 feet down, there seems to be this is like this all the walls that are around you are all limestone, the same as sort of like the citadel was made of. It's all this limestone, and then there is like a portion of metal that kind of like sticks in like out of the limestone as if there's like this, and on this piece of metal that's protruding out, there is a door with like one of those, those like sea doors that you like spin to open, and it looks like it's like the limestone is kind of grown around it. But other than that, it's sort of like stuck there, and then the corridor continues downwards.
Is there a porthole in the door?
There is, yeah.
I'm gonna peek my eye through it.
It is
the
completely
corner.
dark. There's a velociraptor in there looking back at you. No, yeah, it's completely dark.
I'm going to knock on the door to hear if there's water on the other side.
Okay, so you knock on the door, and this is the hollow sound that comes back.
Just rings?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, to as much as it can, because half of
Yeah.
it is covered by water, like the rest of it, but it definitely pushes inwards.
Yeah.
Let's give it a shot.
Yeah, might as well.
We open the door.
Okay, so who's going to open the door?
I'm kind of taking point here.
Okay, roll strength check, please.
Failed by one.
Okay, it doesn't even budge. The door doesn't even budge. Like this wheel doesn't budge.
This door cannot be opened.
I'm going to push you out of the way and try, because my strength's less than yours. And if I make this, you will. Oh, fuck no. I can't even grip the door.
It's
Roll
exactly the
strange
same.
or
It's exactly the same. Again, it doesn't move. It doesn't budge. Ben, you want to show us how it's done?
Don't roll a 15.
Don't say that. It's gonna roll a 15 now.
You keep doing this to me, man.
Beauty.
Hey!
9 out of 12.
You pass by 3?
Mhm.
Okay, yeah. You just at the beginning, it's just like, ooh, and then it goes, it spins, and then it reaches the end, and like you go like this, and it opens both of the locks, and the door as it opens, the door like just pops forwards from the weight of the water, and like you guys are going to get pulled into the room unless you try to stop yourself. Ruben, you're standing in the front of everyone. You can stop yourself pretty easily, but if any of these guys fail the strength check, strength -1, then you guys get pushed into the room together because they get pushed from behind you.
Oh no, I failed.
You fail?
I failed.
I failed.
Okay, so you have to roll a strength check -3. Otherwise, you get pushed into the room. Not that it's a bad thing, but I mean, there might be spikes in there. I never really know what's
Or a spider.
or snakes.
Yeah, I love snakes.
Okay, so you all get pushed into the room. As you get pushed into the room, okay, I'm going to draw this. So as you get pushed into the room here, the room is sort of like, it's not very big. And then there is a, you don't really know what it is, but there's a hole in the other side of the room, and the water is just like kind of shooting through this room here. You're bobbing on the top of the surface, trying to kind of keep your head above the water. There's maybe about this much space inside the room that you're kind of like bobbing up and holding your breath. It's definitely taller in there than you are tall. So you kind of have to, you have search, right?
Yeah.
Okay, roll search skill.
Hey, 7.
7 on 10.
Okay, so you managed to find it like on the edges of whatever this room. You couldn't even see what was in this room, right?
Right.
The torch is ripped out of your hand, so it's completely pitch black. But you managed to find that on the edges of this room, there's some sort of shelves on both sides. You don't know if they're on both sides, but anyway, on one of the sides there's a shelf, and you managed to kind of like. You can also roll to see if you can retain your short sword that you had in your hand. Oh no, you've got one free hand. It's okay. You can grab it. I'm not going to be a complete idiot. You managed to be able to like grab with your free hand, the one that had the torch in, and you're able to like pull your face like above the water so that you're not drowning. But the water is just like pouring from whatever this room is. It looks like whatever's on the other side of this room is providing like an egress for the water to escape wherever you guys are. Josh, you're second in line.
Yes.
You can either grab for Ruben, you can try and roll swimming, or you can let yourself get carried with the current wherever the water goes.
I'm gonna try and grab onto Ruben.
You don't want to let yourself get carried with the current?
No. I don't want to get swept off into the blue.
So you can roll a strength or a dex, whichever you prefer.
Dex. I still roll Dex because
Okay.
it's slightly better.
Yeah, I'll allow either.
Okay. No, not even close.
Okay, you disappear off down this direction.
Cool.
Jim.
I'm going to swim in the opposite direction as to which the water is moving.
Okay, so you'll have to roll swimming -4.
Okay. He's under a 6. Oh,
That's not under a 6.
no.
It was close though.
Yeah.
So you're like swimming your hardest against the current, but it's still like pulling you this way. As your head goes underwater and you're sort of swimming against it, you realize that it's seawater that you're swimming in. Stings your eyes pretty badly. But you can sort of see Ruben's legs, and you can try to grab his legs or grab the edge of this door on your way past.
I would probably more likely grab Ruben's legs.
Okay, so it's going to be a strength check -1 because you're
Please don't
underwater.
grab my broken leg.
Well, it's a 50-50 chance.
No.
No, so close.
All right.
10 on 9.
Okay, so you fly again out of this room as well.
Oh my god.
I'll get to you guys in a second. The water continues for approximately 15 minutes. It's around 15 minutes before it. I mean, you can't do anything. You're like trapped in this room, like breathing. The air starts getting pretty stale after a while, and you start feeling a little lightheaded.
Mhm.
But slowly, as you're sort of staying in there, like just grasping onto the edge of this thing, slowly the water level like goes down, and then it's just quiet, and you can just hear it dripping. All this water that was in here is all gone. You can hear from like in this hallway what sounds like to be I don't know how to describe it. It kind of sounds like something incredibly large flopping around and writhing and moving. Like it sounds like rubber moving against itself.
Yeah.
It sounds like rubber moving against itself.
Huh.
Of some sort, kind of like that sound. It's a good sound. Yeah, kind of like that sound.
Huh.
Yeah, that's good. So I'll get to you. I'll get to you in a second. So you guys are no, you're not dead yet.
Yet.
There is you guys are sort of swept down there was a staircase here that you went down, and you're sort of carried along a corridor. Which led into a large room. You guys can both roll to see if you can. So there's things floating in this room, boxes, and there's a rowboat that's floating in this room upside down. It's quite a large room, as you can tell. You probably think it's maybe 200 feet by 75 feet. Yeah, so you can both roll on your dex or your strength, whichever's highest, to grab onto something.
Yep, I just passed. 10 on 10.
I know.
Okay.
Never forget.
You guys have had pretty shitty luck this good adventure, but also good
I've
luck.
had very good.
Yeah.
luck.
So you're both holding on to the same boat. Actually, you're both holding on to the.
in the same boat.
You're both on the same boat, not in the same boat. Yes, you're both on the same boat, sort of like gasping for air. It's salt water that you're in, so it's, you know, like I said, it sort of stings your eyes and your mucous membranes. It's cold. Yeah, and you're sort of just bobbing in this room.
That was unpleasant. Let us never do that again.
No, this is.
Do you want to try flipping the boat?
No, we don't have any other options.
We'll try to flip the boat.
Okay. Flip it.
What are we
Um,
rolling on?
If you're both rolling strength, it's your combined strength. So if you're basically, one of you can roll on a strength of 20 if you want. Yeah, that's fine. So you managed to flip the boat over.
Okay, let's get in the boat.
Okay, roll dex. Separate this time.
No, I don't mind failing to get in the boat.
I'll give you a hand once again.
Okay, so you pull him in fairly easily. So the boat is an interesting boat. The boat is actually made of metal, like an aluminum boat. And strapped to the inside, there are benches that you're sitting on, and then there are little compartments that have little like openable sections.
Let's search the boat.
Yeah, and it's a snake.
Yeah. So
It's a water snake.
you check all the compartments. One of the thing is pitch black, so you can't see anything. You're just going by touch. You find okay, right.
Well, it's gonna be soaked. So
No, it's a Zippo. They work when they're waterproof. They work when they're wet.
The old riders work. They're supposed to.
My Zippo's a piece of shit. Okay. So
Probably like a replica of Zippo.
no, mine's actually the proper Zippo.
Zippo sells like $18 ones now that are just
Do they?
very good.
Well, there you go, Josh. You can buy one of those old school brass ones on the war.
Okay.
Or this dusty rose one.
Yeah.
Blessed by the Knight of the Order of the Rose.
The Knight of the Order of the Rose. Okay, so you manage to open all the compartments and look inside. In one of them, you find like a seal skin bag. In another one, you find a long piece of well-made, like it's a rope with a grappling hook on the end, but the rope is made of like wire mesh, so it won't break. Incredibly strong, incredibly light. And in the main compartment, you find a harpoon gun.
I already have terrible ideas as where this can go.
So yeah, Ruben,
Mhm.
what are you going to do? So you're in this room over here. You're sort of standing blustering and you're cold, and you can hear that like noise.
I can't do it anymore.
Just twist. Yeah, that's good. That's really good. Look at this.
I'm going to.
So if you
Go
look,
after-
you don't remember you can't see things that's pitch black.
Oh right, okay.
So yeah, you can sort of vaguely like move around. If you want to move the direction that those guys that the water went, you can head that way, or you can try to head back into the other, or you can stay where you are.
I'm gonna head in the direction that the water went.
Okay, so you find a staircase going down, like a really steep, like, you know, in a boat, they've got the staircases that you like, they've got rails on them, and then you kind of like step up and down.
Yeah. Okay.
So you can keep going. Do you want to just keep going? So you keep going, you head down that staircase. The water in this room is maybe, in the corridor, is maybe like, you know, knee height, but not very high. And you continue on down the corridor, and you're at the edge of a room, and you can look in and you can see that floating in this room, you're sort of at the top of it, but I said you're knee high in the water. You can see that into the room that there's your companions, one of them holding aloft a rose colored flaming lighter. He's flaming a little bit as well.
Definitely.
Is your companions, and they're on a boat, motherfucker. Take a look at them.
Yeah, we're in a rowboat.
You should open up your champagne because it's so crisp. Santana champagne because it's so crisp. All right,
But I don't have my swim trunks or my flippy floppies, John.
You have your nautical themed pashmina afghan.
Always. You can never be sure when you'll need it.
Okay.
Sam,
Ooh, Josh, get behind me! Get behind me! I'm king of the world!
There you go.
That
You do
movie
get
has
it
not
now.
been made yet, damn it.
No, but the events happen in like 7 years.
You want to now understand that reference. All right.
As he futzes an anime.
Okay, so actually,
Yeah, okay.
What are you gonna do?
We can probably toss him the rope and have him pull the boat over to the side so we can get out of here.
we see him.
Yeah, you can see him standing in the hallway here.
We found a boat!
Get in our boat.
Why?
We can't go anywhere.
There's a big room to explore.
Well, it's a medium-sized room. The boat's pretty big. It does kind of float around a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, let's get out of the boat.
All right, just move out of the way. We're throwing something sharp and metal at you.
Okay.
How are you gonna go? You gonna like go left or right to let them throw it past you? You
Yeah.
gonna try and go like okay. So roll strike. Who's throwing? Are you using the harpoon gun to shoot it, or are you using?
Oh yeah, we found a harpoon gun too.
Yeah, it was good for that.
Okay.
So I don't have any weapon thrown.
So roll Dex -2.
Okay.
If you fail, there's
I
a
failed.
okay. Roll a one-sided dice, please.
I hit Ruben.
You miss Ruben by like the fraction, like almost hit Ruben. It like flies by his nose, like "Ew," like this.
Just grazes his mask.
That's it. Dink. So it sort of lands in. It goes like this. It lands in the corridor here like this.
Pull us in.
Fucking idiots. I just started.
Okay, so you pull them in.
Just meant because you the fucking boat.
All right, the boat won't fit into the corridor. It sort of like stops, like it's almost the width of the corridor. You got some matches.
We got a message.
You know the worst thing is when you get a match on Tinder and then you go to look at it and they've unmatched you. Yeah, that's the worst.
It's right there.
Yeah, you get those a lot, Josh.
Every so often.
Yeah.
I've been getting like
I've heard of that
I've been getting like no matches lately.
No.
Yeah.
You know what the best way to get matches is? Go to Montreal for the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just download Grindr.
Sure, you can
Yeah.
do that too. I don't think you're getting matches there either.
Oh,
But, you know,
I see what it is.
is that really a burn though?
I don't know.
Like it's
Maybe.
a burn, but is it worse of a burn than
I-
saying
I-
someone won't get matches on Tinder?
Who knows?
yeah, no, I don't use that.
We're in a strange gray area here.
Almost like some sort of a mine shaft.
Oh, in the shaft.
Yeah, that's right. In the hole anyway that the shaft goes in.
Yeah.
You know. All right. Anyway, so yeah, thanks for coming out. So yeah, you managed to pull the boat over to. So what are you taking with you? Are you taking any of the stuff? Are you taking the grappling hook or the rope or the? You don't have to take the grappling hook. You can take just the rope if you want. The rope is about 25 feet long and weighs maybe a third of what a 10-foot rope would weigh.
Yeah,
Oh.
no, I'm
So
gonna take
it's-
the rope and the grappling
It's a severe upgrade.
Yeah.
And the
The hook is
grappling
useful,
hook is very, very light as well. And it's got the hooks on it can actually be folded down and they're sprung. So when you throw it, they flip over.
I'm sprung right now from this.
Okay, so write it down so you don't forget you have it. Are you bringing the Is no one when you want the harpoon gun? The harpoon gun weighs about 10 pounds. It's got a separate reel with a harpoon built onto it, and it's got 250 feet of like thin rope on a spool. And it's on grapple.
Okay.
And then there's also that sealskin bag.
Hey, we should probably look what's in that.
He looks at what's
Yeah.
in it.
Oh, you have it?
I guess so.
Okay.
We're still kind of in the boat.
Yeah.
Okay. So you unwrap the sealskin, and inside is a smaller bundle of sealskin, which you unwrap.
And there's a smaller bundle of sealskin.
And there's a smaller, no, there is a wooden box that has like, well, you don't know what it is, but I can tell you that it's like Norse writing on it. And it's like.
Can I roll on my occult to know if that's what it is?
Sure.
I pass.
Okay. So it looks like to be some sort of, so you know it's Norse. How much do you pass by?
9 on 11, John.
Okay, that's good. You can see it looks like to be, there's some sort of vague, it's got, I mean, some Norse and Germanic are very similar. So you speak some old Germanic, we spoke about that before. So it looks like to be some sort of protection from water of some type.
Neat.
And it's a box, so you can open it up and see what's inside if you'd like.
Okay. Yeah. No.
You open it up, and inside is a little soapstone figurine that looks like a fisherman, and he's holding it up like a fishing rod, and he's just but it's all carved. It's not, there's no rope or anything like that. And the top of his, he's got like a fisherman hat on, and at the top of the hat there's like a little hole where you could like tie it onto something.
Okay. Just pocket that one for now.
Okay. Can you roll holy, please?
6, 7, 8, 9, 9 on 10.
Okay, so as you like pick it up to put it in your pocket, it's warm to the touch, and you know that it's a relic of some kind.
Cool. All right.
Okay.
So let's go find the source of the wet slapping.
Is there a point to pause coming up? I went to bed at 9:30.
Yeah, we can stop now if you want.
Yeah.
Is 9:30 better time for you to stop than 10:30?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll stop. This is
It's
a
been like
perfect.
a few weeks.
No, it's fine. This is a perfect time to
Yeah.
stop. I'd rather stop now than stop in a moment. So,
Wet slapping's dangerous.
wet slapping is on its way. Tune in next time to find out what the wet slapping is.
Or just check out my live stream Friday night.
Oh yeah, we're gonna
Jim's wet slapping.
You see some wet slapping.